Welcome back to Swordbox Ministries. We continue today with part 2 of the Bob Harrington Madalyn Murray O'Hare debate from 1917. Our verse for today is 1 John 1:8. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us.
You know there's no such a thing as a Holy Spirit.
Oh, I know there is. I tell you, I wouldn't be on here locking horns with Madalyn Murray O'Hare if I didn't know the Holy Spirit wasn't in me. I tell you, I'd be scared of you.
Would you please define the Holy Spirit? How tall is it? How long is it? How broad is it?
Right now, he's 6'2" and weighs 250. And I appreciate being filled with the Holy Spirit, too, because that makes it wonderful. And to have the
all that means that to be 6'2" and 250 is that you're overeating a little bit.
Right.
You're sinning again. You know, gluttony is a sin,
it
too.
Surely is. And
so now you got to cut back on that. Then what are you going to do?
Oh, I haven't quite attained perfection yet, but I'm so much more like it than I used to be that it's just wonderful.
But let me ask you something. You know, if you go ahead and you get this miraculous conversion, you hallucinate. And from this hallucination comes a complete change in your personality.
That's right.
Why inflict it on anybody else?
Because it's so
contagious.
contagious.
Leave those poor old BB girls
so contagious.
Alone.
Hey,
it is not. If it was contagious, you could just sit back and relax.
Don't you believe it's contagious? 2,000 years since he came, there are more people following him than following you.
Really? Come on.
Don't you believe
Jesus Christ came in the year 325 at the Council of Nicaea. He hasn't even been around 1600
BC.
years.
He came.
And then that was a fairy tale in addition to that.
Is that right? I tell you what made that fairy tale come real in me and become reality in me is when I had a personal experience with the Lord, and the date is not really important. Oh, it's wonderful. I believe I will never get over it. It's wonderful, and I don't need to be treated from it. And you know, the Lord in my type of life and the type he wants us to have creates some much more contagious atmosphere.
Why don't you just take this thing, whatever it is that you're afflicted with,
and share it around?
No.
And try to get you converted. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Go back someplace and live in your nice little lesson all by yourself.
Because why should I be by myself?
Religion should be a private affair.
No, he said witness to everybody.
A very private and personal. He said.
Jesus said witness to everybody.
Yes, but
every creature. And you're a creature, aren't you, Madalyn? You are a creature created in God's moral and spiritual image, and you were raised up in a church.
I am created in whose image? I am created in no image except other human beings. That's all there is.
Well, all human beings.
And I'm not quite sure that I want to be subscribe to being an animal, but not to subscribe
to being a creature. Doesn't necessarily mean an animal. It means a creature, that representation of the life that God gave us. See,
God didn't give us any life. Now you know that your father gave you your life.
Well, thank God for that. I'm glad he had a little part in it.
No, not thank God for that. Thank the fact that your
mother.
No, thank the fact that your mother and father had a good time one night.
Surely
this is what I thank for. I hope that I was conceived in an act of love and not an act of drudgery.
Do you have a good time like that, Madalyn?
I have a good time in every direction. I have a good time intellectually.
Are you really happy? Are you really happy?
Sometimes I'm almost ecstatic. My husband tells me, as a matter of fact, that if he could just bottle up what's inside of me and we could sell it, would make a fortune.
Let me ask you a question. I have an answer to what motivates me. What motivates you? What keeps you turned on? What keeps you going? Like on this television station, we're not going to have anybody write in and send us contributions. And
oh, yeah, you can do that, too.
Huh?
Every atheist can do that, too. I need it, please.
Sure, they can. And listen, but what motivates you? What keeps you turned on?
The same thing that keeps every other human being turned on. The same thing that keeps a cow turned on, that wants to continue to live and wants to have the fullest, richest kind of life they can. The same thing that keeps a frog turned on. The same thing that keeps a rose bush turned on. Just absolute nature and nothing else. It has no divine intervention, no nada. Nada. There's nothing there.
How did you get like you are?
That's very simple. I read.
Read what?
The Bible.
And from that you got
Boy, what a bunch of hogwash that is.
Yours didn't take, did it?
No, it sure didn't.
You got vaccinated, huh?
When it came to vaccination there, I'll tell you, there was nothing for me because you can't believe those absurdities.
I can. It's much easier to believe them than it is not to believe them. The results are greater.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Because what you do then is lock yourself away from reality and go off on a great big old binge someplace. All that you are is you're just high on this kind of stuff, and sooner or later you'll come back down to earth.
12 years now. How long has yours been going?
Let me see. I'm 50 years old. This started when I was 13. 37 years.
It's wonderful. Boy, when I'm 37, I don't believe I'll be able to sit still. If it gets much better, I believe I'll just rapture. You know, one of these days that's going to happen, too. The Lord's going to come back and get all of his saved children and take us up in the sky to be with the Lord. Won't that be something?
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
I want you to go with me.
No, sirree, Bob.
Come on.
First off, do you really believe that Jesus Christ is going to come down through a shaft of light?
I believe it.
You have to be kidding.
No.
I honestly
believe it. And I thank God I do.
And nobody's ever put you in a nice little cozy jacket all of your own in a nice little padded room?
Yeah, my wife and her mother-in-law, when I got converted, my wife and my mother-in-law, when I got converted, they took me to a psychiatrist to have me adjusted, and I led him to the Lord. And now he's worse than I am. You know what he said? He said, I need what you got.
Well, he was probably a Christian to start with.
Well, maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe
now,
so.
you know that we have a whole school of psychiatry. It's called rational emotive psychotherapy.
Does it work?
Well, as soon as a person comes into a psychiatrist, the very first thing that they say is, are you religious? And if they are, they say, lay down on this couch, fella. You're going to lose that hang-up.
Isn't that something?
And then it works from there on in.
Have you ever met anybody cured or delivered through that type of treatment?
Sure.
Well,
you know, the thing that we deliver you of and the thing that we help you with...
You going to deliver me?
I think that I can deliver you. I'm starting to feel a little bit of it tonight.
All right, go ahead.
First off, you know, you are taking everything in your life and delivering it outside of yourself for somebody else to make judgments on. When here you are, you're a fine, upstanding, big old boy.
Yeah.
And what you should be able to do is make your own judgments and go about your own life and make your life in the community along with the other hard-pressed economic persons who are struggling for it. Instead of hopping out and by the
now wait, I don't think you're talking to one of your usual interviewees here.
No, but you're
I'm not
popping out
See,
and you're trying to skim some money off of the surface in order to keep this thing going from you because, boy, it rolls along.
I was making money before I ever became a Christian. I've known how to do that all my life. I didn't have to get a kick to get back.
You were born as a Christian, though.
No,
the only thing that you're talking about is that you have a greater intensity. Oh, nobody.
I was born as a sinner. Do you believe you're a sinner?
No, of course not. I don't believe that anybody's born as a sinner. I think that people are just born, period. And they also are born without religion. You know, religion has to be programmed into them like you program it into a machine.
I wouldn't believe in sin either. If I was you, I wouldn't believe the Bible either. If I was you, I wouldn't believe in hell.